Yes, we finished law school in 1933. That was right. The Depression was on. Of course, in the meantime, though, I had learned to be a rather accomplished waiter. And I always could find a job. I had to work out at the Manor Club in the summer. I think that's been done away with too now in the summer. But anyway, I took the bar, and when I decided to go to law school, I needed one more quarter of foreign language to satisfy my requirements, and because I hadn't taken any more German and anything else, and so somebody suggested to me that Latin might be helpful if I was going to law school. So I enrolled in Dr. Lightfoot's Latin class, and at the same time, a young freshman named Samuel Tucker was in that. Samuel was a rather precocious little boy, and I met him then. So consequently, when he finished college, I finished law school, and he had been his father. When he went through high school, he bootlegged to high school in Washington. He went to Armstrong, and his father and a lawyer named Watkins over in Alexandria had joint office spaces, and the lawyer took a great interest in Tucker, because as I say, he was rather precocious, and so consequently he'd been studying law or working around law from the time he was 12 years old until he finished college. And I ran into him one day during the summer, and what you doing? Glad to see you. What you doing? I said, I'm studying for the bar. He said, so am I. I said, you doing what? Yeah. And so I said, well, you got Woodbury's notes? He said, no. So I said, well, I'm off. I was working down O'Donnell's, down at 12th and E. And I said, after lunch on Thursdays, I'm off the rest of the day, so I'll go to Alexandria and let you read my notes, and I'll look at your law books. And you were always in Watkins' office. And that's what we did. We studied all the fall. And both of us took the bar. His father had taken the bar 4 or 5 times and never passed. and we both of us passed the bar.
The first time around?
Yeah.
All right.
As a matter of fact, it was the largest crowd ever at that time. This was in 1933.
33.
And the largest crowd had ever taken the bar. 300 people had taken it. And 150 passed, and 150 failed.
Oh, my goodness.
So I don't know whether I was 149 or 150 or whatever.
But you passed it.
It was sort of a trying situation, though, because the night before the exam, I came down to Richmond and got a room at Slaughter's Hotel, and asked them to call me at 7 o'clock. And went upstairs, went to bed, woke up early the next morning. It was a dreary, rainy day, and I got to reading the notes and stuff. And finally, I said, damn, it must be 7 o'clock by now. And looked at my watch, and it was 8:30. And there you go. Bar exam was supposed to start at 9 o'clock.
Oh.
So I got dressed and ran downstairs and gave a bad look to the clerk because they hadn't called me, and asked him how to get down to the Capitol. Well, he said, the best thing I could do is take a cab. So I ran up to Broad Street, finally saw a cab, and the guy carried me up. He asked me where was the entrance. I said, hell, I don't know about the entrance. But anyway, he got in, went through the entrance, and when I got in there, everybody else was taking the exam. Well, in the General Assembly room, when you walk through the doors, the seats face, everybody's facing down to towards the center of the room. And it's sort of downgrade. And I looked over the room. I was, as I say, I'd walk past first two rows by the time I get in the room. And the only seat I saw was one down on the first row. So I'd go down there and he'd take the seat, and old Watts came. He was clerk of the Supreme Court at that time. Watts came up and gave me my paper and took my admission card, and I saw him stick it. You know how you take things in your hand and stick it over the back, and something else. But of course, I hadn't paid too much attention to that because I still hadn't thought about the fact of segregation. You know, but anyway, nobody said anything to me, and then I opened up the paper, and the first question was a question in federal procedure. Well, during the time I was at Howard, at the beginning, we didn't take federal procedure because most of the boys were going out to various states and maybe practicing law in different states.
Yes.
Anyway, so I had sense enough to know that I didn't know about that. Go on the rest of the paper. So I did very well there. Then I came back up to this first question. Used my imagination and wrote something down. I don't know what I wrote. But anyway, then we had a break. And I went out and saw some boys talking to one of the examiners. And as soon as they finished, I went up to him and said, what's your experience? The people sometimes not do too well on the morning, but they're able to come back the rest of the afternoon and next day. He said, oh, no, if they don't do good the first morning, you might as well throw out the paper then. So with that discouraging statement, I finished the rest of the exam. And,
your tenacity again.
But anyway, I didn't let it worry me too much, except that, as I say, it worried me. But I went on, did the best I could on the rest of the papers. And the final afternoon on the second day was about 150, 200 free, true or false papers. And hell, they were no problem at all. And so I left the exam, went back up on Broad Street to the Greyhound station down on Broad Street, and had brought my bag and had left it in the locker. Caught the bus and went on back to Washington. And one day, one night in February, I was at a dance at the Masonic Temple. It was still having dances at the Masonic Temple when you came along?
No.
Oh, all right, but it had dances. That was one of the favorite places. And Lincoln Colonnade and Murray's Casino, but Masonic Temple was the big deal. And as I say, I was feeling no pain, and a guy came up to me and said, "Congratulations, counselor." I said, "Congratulations on what?" He said, "Hell, you don't take a bar exam every day, do you?" And when he said that, oh boy, my eyes bright, I so was a lamb. And come find out, see, I used my Roanoke address, Miss Pentecost's home.
Yes.
And they had sent a card there telling me to send my poll tax receipts. See, you had to pay your poll tax before you do anything if you back in those days. Mm-hmm. And they had turned it over to Jake Reed. You remember the girl who was Secretary of Energy in First Clinton administration?
Oh, yes.
What's Reed? Yeah. Her maiden name was Reed. I forget her last name now. But anyway, her uncle was named Jake Reed. He was a lawyer in Roanoke. Of course, her father, another uncle, I don't know which it was a lawyer down in Tidewater. They were a very prominent family down Tidewater, Virginia. But anyway, Jake had taken things, but he had been kind of slow in paying the poll taxes and sending them back to Richmond. So anyway, when I called Miss Pentecost, she said, "Oh yeah, we just got a letter yesterday saying you had passed, and I was going to call you.
Just a little something to tell you, right?
So,
but it's interesting to me that the white and black law students or graduates could take the bar exam together.
no, well,
No, you couldn't?
well, they took them together, but I mean, all the black folks were back on that back road.
I see.
But when I walked in, I had passed them, and as I say, I was all excited, and I was looking for a seat.
Yes.
And as I say, I had also been living in, by that time I'd been living in Washington for 11 years, and when you could go to the libraries and public buildings and all, ride the streetcars, and so I wasn't thinking about this segregation.
Yes, of course. Well,
I'm going to need to sit up a little bit.
Okay.
You're starting to get a little bit too comfortable there, sir. This is television. You're not supposed to be comfortable. Is there a way you could sit up just a little bit more? Just kind of, you're sliding down there a little bit if you can. There you go. That's going to do it. Very, very good.
do you have to change tapes?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Anytime.
But because African Americans had to pay poll taxes,
Well,
it seems
not American. Everybody had to pay a poll tax.
oh, everyone had to pay a poll tax. I see, but it just
Everybody had to pay a poll tax up until the 60s.
up until the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I always thought that just pertained to black people.
Oh, hell no.
Okay. Well, Washington, D.C. was legally segregated, as you said.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Was there any particular racist experience that was more pronounced than others that you want to discuss, Mr. Hill, that you can remember at that time in the 30s?
What do you mean in Virginia?
In Washington, D.C.
Washington just segregated, that's all I know.